GutSquad, and welcome back to my channel. This is Cecily, as always. Today is going to be a Get Ready With Me Ostomy edition, which basically means that I'm going to be chatting with you guys about my life while also putting on my pouch and discussing some of the things that I use for my pouch, some of my favorite products. And I just want to highlight really quickly how I tend to organize my products in my bathroom. Hopefully you guys can get a pretty good look at this. So basically I have these two command shelving units that I got on Amazon. I can put a link below to shelving units that I think would be great for people to have right next to their toilet in their bathroom. This is my setup. I have all of my bags over here. They're all Coloplast. Shocker, I know. And I also have in the same compartment all of my barrier rings. They are also Coloplast, and they are my favorite kinds of barrier rings. The Brava Centura Neo line is just, guys, I'm so glad they came out with that line. I also have all of my scissors. This is my favorite pair of scissors, but I have other scissors as well. And I also have my adhesive remover products. My Coloplast lubricating deodorant is right here because I use it all the time. And I also have just my skin prep stuff. I have the moisture absorb. I have the Brava. Oh my god, I can't speak today. I have my Brava moisture absorbing powder and then also my Cavalon skin prep wipes that I use all the time. You guys know that I love my Cavalon products and I think that they're absolute lifesavers for people like me who have ileostomies with very watery output. It's just so nice to have something that kind of protects the skin. As I've spoken about in a lot of my other videos, I have a lot of adhesive removing products. So I have like these wipes, and then I also have the Brava adhesive removing spray, which you guys are going to see me use today. Just stuff that I find really helpful to have on hand directly, so I don't have to be running around my bathroom like a chicken with its head cut off while my bag's off my person and my stool is just ready to spurt out. It's just nice to have everything all in one place, and I hope that this can kind of inspire you guys to do something similar if you're struggling with organizing all of your ostomy supplies. And of course, when I'm on the go, I have my Coloplast travel bag with me. This travel bag has gotten me through a lot of hospital stays, a lot of hotel stays, a lot of boat stays, times when you don't have this lovely setup necessarily, and it's just nice to have something that hangs to hold all of your products that you can just like grab your thing, take it out one at a time, whatever you need. So I couldn't recommend enough getting one of these bags as well. Coloplast gave this to me for free with my first order, so I don't know if they're still doing that. That was really generous, and also like 2 years ago, so I don't know if they're still doing that. This is something that I've had for about 2 years now, and I take it on pretty much every trip I've ever gone on. So anyway, with all of that said, let's just get into the actual Get Ready With Me portion of this video. I'm just gonna be chatting. We're gonna have a little kiki. We're just gonna chat about life and stuff. So let's get into it. I'm gonna take off my current bag. So this is my Brava adhesive remover spray. I've talked about this in past videos. I'm just gonna spray this all around here with minimal irritation, remove the bag. And there's my pretty stoma. There she is, fellas. Look at that. Yeah. A little bit irritated today, but we'll fix that. Anyway, about my life. So things have been going pretty well lately. I know I kept you guys kind of updated on how things with the ulcer have been going. I started having this crazy pain in my upper left. We found out a few weeks ago that it was an ulcer in the duodenum. I use the Sensitive Skin Ultra Thick Charmin toilet paper. That's a thing apparently. Thank God for modern technology. I love using this because using like really thin toilet paper, it'll just get all ripped up and gets like in my peristomal area. It tends to cling to the adhesive stuff that I use around the stoma, so it's just extra annoying. So I use really thick toilet paper. That's just a tip I could give you guys. So I had this ulcer and it's made life a little bit more challenging than usual, just because this nausea, guys, I mean, ulcers cause insane nausea. Any of you who've had them or have had really big ones like mine is, you probably are with me. It's like you feel like you can't eat anything, right? I'm just wiping off the excess adhesives with this Sensicare adhesive remover wipe. It's super safe for sensitive skin and it's alcohol free, so I always recommend this to people, especially if you have peristomal irritation like me. So I've just been dealing with this ulcer for the past few weeks, and I feel like it hasn't been getting much better, which is kind of what's been keeping me from, living my best life lately. In addition, I'm considered immunocompromised right now. So the coronavirus presents some rather scary prospects for me if I were to get it. My parents are also considered immunocompromised, so they can't get it. Pretty much the only healthy person in my household right now is my boyfriend, Trevor. And Trevor is being just an absolute saint about making sure that he doesn't go out, that he doesn't get anyone sick, that he's staying at home. He's even able to go back to work on like a temporary basis, but he's like, nope, I'm gonna do all my work from home because I don't want you to get, it's very sweet, guys. I'm really lucky. But he is an extrovert and I am an introvert. I am a very introverted person in general, and I just don't have a ton of friends. Like, he has a lot of friends from college and stuff, and I started getting really sick in like my freshman and sophomore year, so I just didn't get to have the same friendships built up as other people do, I guess, in their freshman and sophomore year. So a lot of my friends kind of grew distant from me as I became sicker and I spent more and more time in the hospital and more time out of school, and that's understandable. I'm just cutting my ostomy bag to be as tight as possible around the stoma. I'm usually around like the 1 inch mark on these bags, but it's really a personal thing. I make my holes super small so that there's not as much washback from my watery ileostomy output. That's just one thing I learned over the years of having an ostomy. Oh, please. Don't output. I ate a marshmallow before this. And the stoma's a little flaccid today. That's odd. So he's an extrovert and I'm an introvert. And I'm not struggling as much with this whole staying home thing, but man, poor Trevor. I wish there were some option that I could like put him in a bubble outfit and just send him out into the world to do his thing unencumbered by risks of the virus. You know, we used to go out to concerts in my area. My area has a lot of really cool bands, and a lot of the people around here love going to small concert venues and just enjoying these little known artists that are usually very talented. Trevor actually took me to my first like mainstream music concert, and I say mainstream music because I used to go to a lot of symphonies. That was kind of my going out. That was kind of my wild and crazy Friday night, was going to the symphony. So he started taking me to like this band called Starfucker. I hope I can say that on YouTube. And he took me to see Cage the Elephant and stuff, and just these really good bands that I never would have discovered without him. So lately, since the summers here, and I live in upstate New York, so the winters are just awful around here. People do all of their concert going and all of their festival stuff in the summer, and they're not going on this year, or at least not as much, or at least in a diminished form, and Trevor can't even go to those because I'm immunocompromised. Now that I've kind of like patted off the area and cleaned it up, I'm going to go in with my Brava moisture absorbing powder. If you guys can see that, it's a really good thing to do if you have a lot of peristomal irritation. I tend to do this with every bag change, but I don't think it's like mandatory that you do this necessarily. But it really helps if you have peristomal irritation. You don't need a ton of it. You just need enough to kind of cover the perimeter of your stoma. So Trevor's really struggling with being away from his friend group, being away from, you know, sort of the hustle and bustle. He even used to go out to work and just talk to people at work. And now I feel like the only people we talk to are the people who come to work on our house because it's still under construction, and each other. And while the quarantine has actually brought us together, it's still tough for him. This is my Cavalon Skin Prep. I'm just gonna go in and dab the area around the stoma really gently with this, kind of cake on that powder I just applied. And it's important, guys, to let this dry completely before you put your bag on. I've noticed that. That's when you tend to get like fungal and yeast infections, is when you don't let this stuff dry. So I'm also just gonna wipe my shorts off because as you can see, I got all this freaking stoma powder on it. Gosh dang. All right, now I'm gonna let this guy dry. So he's struggling and I'm feeling kind of guilty because I'm sort of the reason that he can't go out, because I have this chronic illness for which there'd be a lot of undesirable complications if I did happen to get coronavirus, God forbid. I just hope that he sees how much I appreciate it. I know he does, and I know he does it because he just doesn't want me to get hurt. I mean, the biggest thing we did was go on vacation a few weeks back with my parents, which was so fun and so necessary. Like, guys, I can't stress this enough. If you need to get out there and you need to just do something to get yourself out of the house, it's best to just do it with people that you know, people that you trust, people that you know have been quarantining responsibly, and only with those people. And also mask up, use sanitizer wherever you go, disinfectant wipes, whatever you can actually get your hands on. Bag is cut. We're gonna put on a Brava barrier ring. So he's been working from home. He's been really responsible. The biggest thing we do nowadays, honestly, is go out to the grocery store, which we still do. I mean, I occasionally get our groceries delivered if it's a day that I'm not feeling great. I mean, this ulcer, guys, all weekend, basically, I was posted up in my bed or on the couch, just in pain from this thing, and I'm so ready for it to go away. My fellow chronic illness sufferers out there will understand the struggle of having a partner who's well and who does feel good and who wants to go out and do things. You're just that thing in the way sometimes, it feels like. And it's tough. It's really tough. But Trevor always reminds me that, you know, he picked me, and that's, I think, what's really kept me going recently, is knowing that despite being in chronic pain, you're still lovable. You're still someone who people want to spend time with, you know. That means a lot. That really means a lot. But quarantine hits everyone a little differently. And I feel like it's hit me less than other people just because I'm used to sort of living alone and at home and not going out as much, especially because of my illness. I wasn't as much of an introvert before my illness hit me in college. So I'm gonna go in with my Active Lifestyle Sure-Seal rings, which is basically just like a Tegaderm in the shape of a ring with a hole in it so that you can put your ostomy bag through it. They are one of my favorite products that I use for stoma care, and I couldn't recommend them enough for people who have very watery output, especially because sometimes these wafers, especially like Coloplast and Hollister are the only two I've really worked with before, they're just not perfect, and sometimes you get that leakage into your bed or onto your clothes or wherever it might be. Usually it's a very inconvenient place. So I just put these Tegaderm seal rings on because it's an extra layer of protection to make sure that you don't leak all over the place. You know, recently I've been thinking, like, okay, when quarantine ends or when there's a vaccine, like, what are we gonna do? And I think one of the first things that we're gonna do, honestly, is just go to a concert, because it's one of those little things that I miss doing now. I didn't used to enjoy them nearly as much, but Trevor really showed me why concerts are enjoyable. If you guys want, you can let me know, like, what you're gonna do as soon as quarantine ends and this veil is lifted and everyone can sort of be within 6 feet of each other again. I'm really interested, because I know that one of the things I definitely want to do is just go to the store without worrying so much. I don't mind wearing the mask. I wear the mask all the time. I even wear the mask in my house sometimes when we have the construction workers over. Why take the risk, guys? I mean, I don't understand why people won't wear their masks. And my biggest pet peeve is when people wear their mask and it only covers their mouth and not their nose. Like, don't you understand that that kind of defeats the whole purpose? All right, I'm just gonna peel off this other side of the Sure-Seal ring and hopefully it'll stick. Yes, it's sticking perfectly. Look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. Bag is on, guys. Can we just appreciate how nice the Coloplast bags look? I love it. Okay, so that was all of my get ready with me for today. Just to sort of wrap things up, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. I hope that you leave me some comments down below. Let me know if you enjoyed the video and what you're looking forward to most when quarantine ends. And I just want to reiterate that we should all be safe and careful right now. And even as annoying as some of these protocols can be, like wearing masks and not going out to your normal places, concert venues, bars, restaurants, it's still just so much more important to slow the spread. Everyone like me who's immunocompromised, we have a personal interest in making sure that people in our communities are being safe for themselves and for others. That's just something I wanted to put out there. And as always, GutSquad, I will see you in my next video. I hope you're all staying safe, healthy, hydrated, and still having fun in this trying time. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.
What are you doing, Freya? Are you playing with my bed? What are you doing? What are you doing? Oh my gosh. Hey, no. Oh God. Hey. No, don't eat string. No, she already swallowed it. She eats everything she can get her little frickin' paws on. Yeah, Freya. I know. Now she's looking for something else to eat. Is it okay for cats to eat string? I really hope so. I really hope it's okay for cats to eat string.